My mother-in-law called me the other day and said that the shop quoted her $600 to change the brakes on her 2019 Infiniti QX60. $600 is crazy. Stop letting these shops get over on y'all. I'm about to show y'all right now the basics of most cars, like 90% of cars, on how to change just the pads. All right, it failed inspection because the pads was too low. Let me show you the backs. The backs was looking like this. So yeah, that'll fail you in inspection. But don't panic, because this is like one of the easiest jobs to do on a car. Step one, take the tire off. One beginner tip for taking off a tire. Loosen the lug nuts while the car is on the ground. That way the tire don't spin. Then jack it up and take the lug nuts completely off. And I'm just out front of her house on the side of the road. You don't need a shop. You don't need many tools. And I'm sorry to knock y'all hustle mechanics, but $600 for brake pads is crazy. Tires off that fast. Now look. On like 90% of cars, and especially the ones that most of you are driving, this right here is what comes off. That right there is your brake pad. There's two. There's one on this side and there's one on the other side. Believe it or not, some people don't know that. To get the brake pads off on most vehicles, it's literally just two screws. You got one here at the top, right there, and then you got one at the bottom, right here. Once you get those two off, watch how easy the brake pads come out. The back was a 14 millimeter, and this one's a 17. Same rules apply. We got righty-tighty, lefty-loosey screws going in the back side, which means we need to go up on this screw to get it off. Then look, now I can use my fingers after I turn that. And that same screw I just showed y'all, unscrew it, voila, it's out. Let's go to the bottom one now. Same direction as the top. Then we can use our hands again. Voila. And on this car, they're the exact same, so you don't really got to pay attention to which one was the top and which one was the bottom. Some vehicles you do. Just pay attention to the way you take it apart, and you putting it back together the same way. Now remember my promise? Oh, it's sweating my eyes, it's hot out here. Remember my promise of it being 2 bolts and then pads? 1 bolt, 2 bolt. Take a screwdriver right here. Pry that back, and check me out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. 1 bolt, 2 bolts. Take a screwdriver to pry. Pads. 1 bolt, 2 bolt, pry, and pads. That easy. One thing you want to remember is this line is your brakes lifeline. You don't want to leave this hanging and put pressure on this line. So I'll typically just set it up here so that at least it's not pressure or pulling on that line. So one thing you're going to notice here is on the new pad, it's a lot thicker than the old pad. You get yourself what's called a C-clamp. You grab your old brake pad, you put it back where it goes. You take your C-clamp and you get it around that pad and around another lever spring in the back. And you start turning. And as I turn, you'll watch these 2 pistons on the caliper. They'll compress and go in, which will give us more space for our new pads. Let's do that. Turn this, as you can see. Watch it. Let's get closer. So you see as I'm turning it, these pistons are compressing back down into the caliper. And you just loosen it off. And now these are flush, and we've got plenty of space to fit our rotor and 2 new thick pads. And you want to pay attention to which pads came off of which way.